Hey everybody, welcome back. Sorry for the audio quality here. I'm out and about and inspiration struck, and wasn't able to get back to my workstation in time while the Showdown contest was still active. So bear with me a little bit. Um, but I've been thinking a lot about Showdown lately, as I think a lot of us have. And I've come up with a strategy that works for me. And I've shared it with a couple of my faction members, and they seem to really like that strategy too. So I figured I would share with the world. And that strategy is I like, at least for my main character, to have a lot of versatility. All right. Well, what do I mean by that? Well, let's take a look at Gunther here. This Gunther, while being one of my favorite cards in the game, can actually do a lot of things extremely well. He can hit pretty hard. Shotgun drop kick, thunderous chop, last symphony. His traditional move set. He can hit pretty hard, and he doesn't need a ton to make it work, right? Basically, what you need is a drip yeet and a decent damage strap. So I have 150% gem damage strap on him. Um, but then I also have armor medals, a full set of armor twos, um, to get that 60% plus the additional benefits that tier 6 medals give, or tier 3 medals give anyway. And this is enough to give him a setup where not only can he hit hard enough to put somebody down first turn, but he can take a lot of damage and still be relatively safe if he doesn't put somebody down first turn. Okay. And the move, the entourage setup you need to get this to work is essentially just 5 blue MP, right? So I have him set up with double MP trainers. I have 8 MP out of the gate. That's 3 more than I need, not including the one I get for my turn. So what does that mean? That means for the most part, MP down trainers don't work on me unless they're coming at me with the Ghostbusters -10 blue MP card. I don't even know who that is. I haven't looked it up. I've never run across one since it's rare enough for me not to worry about. But the -3 trainers and the -1 trainers don't bother me. That also means since he can put people down first turn, over here in the coach spot, I can put -1 downs. All right. So I don't have to worry about my opponent too awful much because I have -2 MP going into it. And then I am at least 3 MP over what I need. So realistically, the only thing that I have to think about is, are they a multiply reverse? Are they a column gem reverse? And that's it. That's all I got to think about. The other thing that I really like personally about Gunther is he has protect gems. He makes 20 of them of strength 1,000,000. So he soaks up 1,000,000 damage, 1,000,000 gem damage per protect gem that's out there. So if there's 20, he'll soak up 20,000,000 gem damage per swipe, which is also really good for, obvious reasons. So Gunther can do a whole bunch of things on offense and not need a whole bunch other than gem damage trap and the drip E combo. Everything else can be put together for purposes of running through Showdown without having to research your opponent and reasonably understanding that you're probably going to be okay. If you got any partnered up with my Charlotte Flair, who is my max promoter and 2 hype, Gunther I may actually put hype on before everything is all said and done. And this gives me the flexibility of just kind of shopping my opponents. Right, let's find a 13.6 million. That's going to be a little difficult. I don't think I like that. Let's see if I can get another one right quick. Pretty easy. Here we go. This one may just be fine. Okay, I get first turn. I'm not too worried about the Aussie. Granted, the MP down doesn't work for him, but I don't have to really check and see if he has MP down. He does. It doesn't bother me. I just keep on going and I play my game. All right. And this should theoretically be enough to take out this Aussie turn 1. And I don't have to, like I said, I'm not researching his moveset. I'm not researching his trainers or any of that stuff. I'm just going through and I'm playing my game. I'm more worried about notoriety and making sure I don't run into multiply trainers or multiply gym reversals or column gym reversals. There you go. Easy W. The great part about Gunther is in this setup, he's also a defensive nightmare as well. So I partner with McCool, who is the lady I have on my roster with a hot tag, and I can leave this Gunther in the same exact setup I have for him on offense, on defense. And let's take a look and see how he's doing. Right there, I've got a defensive win. 1, 2, 3 losses, another defensive win, another defensive win. And this is against a Showboat Drew, a Bray. Here is a Triple H Hall of Fame who's significantly better after the rework. Here I have a defensive win against a Tech John Cena. Gunther took me out. Not surprising. Jey Uso took me out. Here's another defensive win against a Trick Cena. Sir Zorro, I poked the bear on this one. I attacked him first. So that's on me. Here's an Acro Seth I've won against. WO Savage. Another Julius. So there is... why did my music turn on? Weird. Here is a Grande. So he's doing just fine when it comes to defense as well. That needs to go away. So, and I've been using Gunther whenever I have an ability to use men going first in the Showdown for quite some time in that way. And it's made my Showdown life a lot more enjoyable. Now, it doesn't help, or it doesn't hurt that he gets a little bit of a buff this Showdown. But even when he doesn't get this buff, I am using this Walter for both offense and defense, paired with a hot tag lady for defense, and then paired with whoever I can put hype on offense, and we're rolling right along. I'm not saying Gunther is the only person that can do this. I'm sure there are other cards you can set up in a hybrid offensive defensive way, both for attack and defense, who can take down turn 1 and be over MP with MP down coaches on him to make your life easier. Gunther doesn't have to be that guy. For me, it is. But maybe take a look at your roster next time when you're running Showdown. See if there's anybody you can't set up that way. See if you can't, increase the quality of your life, at least in Showdown with all these brackets and all the Showdowns they're doing, and see if you can't make things a little bit easier for yourself. I hope you've learned something today. I hope you've been entertained by something today. Or I hope you just like the sound of my voice. If you have, do me a favor, click like, click subscribe, share to your faction mates, and I'll talk to you next time. Like.